Service in Raleigh, it's Nick Petro with your routine Thursday weekly briefing for Central North Carolina. And you might be thinking, well, the weather's not terribly routine. It's a little bit unusual, I would say, for this 22nd of June. I'm wearing a jacket right now, believe it, and I've been wearing a jacket all week long. Temperatures holding in the 70s is certainly not typical for June, and all the rain we've gotten has led to some flooding issues, and now we're dealing with potential for severe weather. So let's jump right into it, and let's see here. Let me get to the right screen that I want to show. There we go. So what we've got here, and you can see a loop. There's a bunch of things worth pointing out, and let me stop it right here, and let's point out a few things. Number one, this red box you see right here, that's a severe thunderstorm warning for basically the eastern and southern halves of Sampson County. And this activity right here, this line of storms, could have some gusty winds with it. So that's the main concern. A couple things here. Look at all the warmth. You can see there's the temperatures in the 80s. That's because of these clear skies. Notice how the skies are real clear. The other thing is, look at all this cool air. I mean, if you're in Greensboro, 62 degrees, that's chilly in my book for the 22nd of June. 62. I mean, gosh, I mean, I enjoy that. I like 60s, and normally when it's supposed to be around 90, I'll take that over the 90. But that's a little on the chilly side too. But given the fact that it's warm here and cool here, you could probably guess where the risk for severe thunderstorms is today. Yeah, in the warm area, right? Because remember, one thing we've always talked about, strong storms need lots of warmth and buoyancy to grow tall to produce severe weather. So I think your risk for severe storms in this cloudy area, the white background is the clouds. Your risk there towards the triad is very low, versus east of I-95, where it's the sun's breaking out, believe it or not. It's warm. That's where the best risk for severe storms will be. So anyway, let's see. Let me clear the screen. Let me show something else here, which I think is very interesting, and that is, if I can. Oh, here it is, right here. This is the rainfall amounts for the last 72 hours, and look at that. I mean, look at these readings here. 4, 5, even some 6-inch rainfall amounts in the foothills and far western Piedmont. As you head west across the Triad region, if I could zoom in here, if the computer will keep up with me there, you could see rainfall amounts easily exceeding 3 inches. If you go further west, outside of central North Carolina, that's where you see and I apologize for the delay. My computer here is running a little slow today. You can see those 4, 5, 6-inch rain amounts across the western half of the state. But even as you get towards the Triangle region, notice there's several readings there in excess of 3 inches, particularly in Durham area, in a lot of Wake County. I'm not sure what's up with this 6.46. I don't know if that's real or not. Surprisingly, RDU, I don't know what's going on with RDU either. It's 4.45. That seems a little low. But as you can see, the bottom line is there's some pretty heavy rain amounts here from the last 72 hours, while eastern portions of the state, including the central and northern coastal plain region, haven't exceeded 1 inch yet. So there again, you could probably guess where the highest risk for flooding is today, right? It's basically from the Triangle westward, where the heaviest rain has fallen in the last 3 days. So let me move this out of the way here, and then let's jump over to the slides. And that's the first thing I want to start off with is our excessive rainfall outlook today. We do have a flood watch, basically from Fayetteville to Lillington to Raleigh westward. And again, that's in conjunction with where the heaviest rain has fallen. That's the green shaded counties there towards the bottom of this slide. The yellow is basically what's known as the excessive rainfall outlook. We're in a slight risk category, and that basically means scattered flash flooding is possible. Most vulnerable are the urban areas and areas where there's streams and creeks. So if you're near a stream or creek, watch out. Or if you're driving, in areas where there are known streams and creeks and the heavy rain comes through, then be ready for some elevated water. And remember, turn around, don't drown is our saying. Never drive through areas where water crosses the road. So waves of showers and storms will result in heavy rainfall, possible flash flooding today over the western Piedmont and Sandhills, including the Triangle region westward, Fayetteville westward. And again, yeah, so we have a flash flood watch in effect today. As you see there, east of I-95 and north of Wake County, where the rainfall amounts have been lighter, there could still be some isolated flash flooding, but the risk is highest where the heavy rain has fallen. The other thing I want to mention, okay, and we've kind of alluded to this already, the darker green represents a level 1 severe weather risk out of 5. That's marginal. That means that isolated strong to severe storms are possible in those areas. Again, the more you get east of I-95, I think the better the chances. And why? Because of what I just showed here a few moments ago. Let me switch screen. I keep passing it up. That one right here. So east of I-95, that's where it's warmest. You could see the temperature readings there in the low 80s versus in this cloud-covered area in the 60s. So that's and again, severe thunderstorm warning there for southern Sampson and county there, southern half anyway. And again, that's in effect until 12:30 p.m. So for folks who will be watching this on YouTube, we'll probably be watching this well after the fact. And I'm sure this storm won't be there, obviously, by the time folks who watch this on YouTube see it. So always check weather.gov for the latest on where the storms are at and any watches and warnings. Okay, I just want to point that out because this will be dated by folks watching on YouTube see this. All right, what else? So the big picture, the pattern, wet and cooler than normal will continue through the end of this week. Drier and then drying out and becoming warmer, probably closer to normal by later this weekend. I think Sunday will probably be our best day. Another round of best day weather-wise in terms of sunshine. Another round of rain is possible during the first half of the next week as yet another front and upper trough move in. And then, as I mentioned already, the hazards the next couple days include localized flash flooding today and Friday, and a marginal risk for severe storms east of I-90, mainly east of I-95 today. So how much rain? How much more rain? You're probably wondering. Well, you could see basically, most of central North Carolina will see anywhere from, a half to 3/4 of an inch, with some areas, particularly under those heavier downpours, could see 1.5 inches to 2 inches. So again, the reason why there's a risk for flash flooding. Friday, maybe not quite as heavy, but still little bands where heavier rain could fall, but most places should stay under 1 inch of rain tomorrow. Even lighter on Saturday. And look at that for Sunday, dry. So enjoy that. And then the next weather system moves in, less detail in that graphic there because obviously that's 5 days away. But generally speaking, expecting about a 1/2 inch, maybe up to 1 inch on Monday. When you add it all up, that's a decent amount of rain right there, 1.5 inches to 3-4 inches, and that's on top of already what we got, which I showed you earlier. A lot of places already in excess of 3 inches from the triangle westward. All right, so here's a severe thunderstorm risk. Again, I already showed this earlier. Just general thunderstorms around Friday and Saturday, not expecting any organized severe Friday or Saturday. All right, we kind of already sort of talked about this numerous times. Scattered flash floods possible tomorrow. Any flash flooding to, wait, let me back up here. I'm talking too fast here. Scattered flash floods possible today, and less coverage of flash flooding, more isolated flash flooding risk tomorrow. All right, let's see. Tropics. If that isn't enough weather, we've got a couple systems in the tropics, but the good news is they're not going to present a problem for central North Carolina. Brett's going to stay way to our south and move westward through the Caribbean. 4 will just get wrapped around the Bermuda High and whisked out to sea. That's not going to be maybe in a few days that might present a rip current risk for the Carolina beaches, but not other than rip currents, no other impacts. That like I said, that's going to stay out to sea. All right, what else? Looking further down the road, 8 to 14 day outlook. Got gosh, this looks a lot like what we're dealing with right now, below normal temperatures and above normal precip. So yeah, it looks like here we are on the 22nd of June, and right through almost the 4th of July there, we're going to see patterns, except for these few breaks here and there, like we're going to have on Sunday. We're going to tend to be more cooler and damper, wetter than normal right through the next 10 days, 14 days or so. All right. Which, I'm not going to complain. I certainly am not a fan of temperatures in the 90s. So I'll take cooler than normal myself, but that's just me. All right. So wet and cooler than normal pattern will continue through the end of the week. Drier, becoming more warmer by later this weekend. Another round of rain possible during the first half of next week. And again, flash flooding and severe storms. Flash flooding anywhere across central North Carolina is possible. The main chance for severe storms will be east of I-95 today. All right, so that is a summary of what we've got going on here, and that's your update for Central North Carolina. Of course, definitely stay tuned. Check us out at weather.gov/Raleigh. These slides are updated and sent out. Not only if you're not on our email list, you'll get them on weather.gov/Raleigh, and definitely keep a watch on our social media channels for additional information.